I am Dr. Ayesha Sultana, Associate Professor and HOD, Department of Pharmaceutics. Today I will be presenting a topic which is very common, that is capsules. So these are table of contents which I am going to discuss today. And what is the specific learning outcomes? So at the end of the lecture, students will be knowing the general principles for the manufacturing of capsules, formulation aspects, quality control, stability of hard as well as soft gelatin capsules. So what is basically a capsule and from where this word capsule has been derived? So the word capsule is derived from the Latin word which means capsula. Capsula is nothing but it is a small box, and as you are aware that these capsules are the most common dosage forms. So these are solid dosage forms and these are made up of gelatin. So this capsules is nothing but it is called as a container drug delivery system which provides tasteless or odorless dosage form. And these are convenient means of dispensing a variety of solids, semi-solids and liquids. So like I have mentioned that capsules are of two different types. One is your hard gelatin capsules and other one is your soft gelatin capsules. So in this hard gelatin capsules we can fill or dispense the solid substances, whereas in soft gelatin capsules we can dispense liquids and semi-solids. This soft gelatin capsules, they are also known or referred to as soft gels. And most capsules of either type, they are intended to be swallowed whole, and some of the soft gelatin capsules, they can be also used as rectal or vaginal inserts as suppositories. But majority of the capsules manufactured are hard gelatin capsules. So let us see what is the history, from where has these capsules been originated. So basically the first capsule was prepared from gelatin and it was a one-piece capsule, and this was patented in France by Modes and Deblanc in the year 1834. So how these capsules were sealed? So it was sealed after filling with a drop of concentrated gelatin solution which was similar to modern day soft gelatin capsules. Apart from that, a two-piece capsule also was introduced by J.C. Yenepoya in the year 1846, and it is identical with the present day hard gelatin capsules. And J.C. Yenepoya, he has named it as mess envelopes, medicamenteuse, or these are also called as medicinal envelopes. Yenepoya's process for production of gelatin shells was essentially the ones we are using today, and the first person to describe a two-piece capsule made from gelatin was James Murdoch, and it was also patented in the British in the year 1848 and is credited as the inventor of modern hard gelatin capsule. Now let us see what are some of the advantages of this hard gelatin capsules. Like I said that this hard gelatin capsules, they have better bioavailability when compared to the tablets which are also a solid dosage form, as this gelatin shells, they rapidly dissolve and ruptures. Next is they also allow for greater degree of flexibility, and they are also used for multiple fillings. So multiple fillings includes like either you can fill the hard gelatin capsules with the beads, granules, tablets, powders, or even semi-solids also, which offer many possibilities in dosage form design to overcome incompatibilities by separating the ingredients within the same capsule or to create modified or controlled drug delivery also. Apart from this capsules, hard gelatin capsules, they can also be used for blinded clinical tests which are widely used in the initial drug studies. Apart from that, these are popular. Why? Because they are smooth in nature, slippery, easily swallowed and tasteless shells for the drug. They are beneficial for drugs having unpleasant taste and odor. They are very economical and they can be produced in large quantities, and minimum excipients and little pressure is required to compact the materials compared to the tablets. So these are the few advantages of your hard gelatin capsules. Coming to the disadvantages, so as the capsules are made up of gelatin, so sometimes it is expensive to produce when compared to the tablets, and highly soluble salts like your iodides, bromides, chlorides should not be dispensed in hard gelatin capsules because their rapid release may cause gastric irritation due to the formation of high drug concentration in the localized areas. Capsules should not be used for even efflorescent or deliquescent materials. Efflorescent materials sometimes softens the capsule, whereas deliquescent powders may dry the capsule shell to brittleness. And this hard gelatin capsules, it is also unsuitable for liquid formulations to fill. Coming to the advantages of soft gelatin capsules, so as the name itself is indicating, it is a soft gelatin capsule, so you can either fill it with a liquid material. So the liquids that are filled inside a soft gelatin capsules is through a positive displacement pump which has high degree of reproducibility when compared to your hard gelatin capsule products. Sorry, can I go back or should I continue? Okay. So the advantages of the soft gelatin capsules includes that it can be filled with the liquid fill material and it is filled through a positive displacement pump which has high degree of reproducibility compared to your hard gelatin capsule products or tablets. This soft gelatin capsules, they also have high degree of homogeneity, is possible in liquid system when compared to the powder blends. Liquid nature of fill is rapid release of the contents with potential enhanced bioavailability. This soft gelatin capsules, they are also hermetically sealed. Hermetically sealed indicates they are sealed with an airtight condition as a natural consequence of the manufacturing process. Thus, it is uniquely suitable for liquids and volatile drugs. So, basically liquids and volatile drugs can be filled in terms of your soft gelatin capsules. This soft gelatin capsules, it can be an effective barrier to oxygen, hence many sensitive drugs when exposed to atmosphere may be formulated in this dosage form. And they are available in wide variety of sizes and shapes. Specialty packages in the form of tube when it comes to ophthalmics, ointments or bead forms like various cosmetics are also possible. It is an oral dosage form of ethical or proprietary products for human or veterinary use, and this soft gelatin capsules, they can also be used as a suppository dosage form for rectal or as well as your vaginal use. Now, what are some of the disadvantages? Like every dosage form has both advantages as well as disadvantage. So, one of the disadvantage of the soft gelatin capsule is that the products often must be contracted out to a limited number of firms having the necessary filling equipment and expertise. And one more disadvantage of this is there is a migration of drug which can occur into the shell, which must be considered in the packaging of topical products in soft gelatin tube-like capsules, as it is cost effective and it is going to be applied onto the, I'll tell one more time. So, one of the disadvantages, like I said, like every dosage form has certain advantages and disadvantages. So, the disadvantage of the soft gelatin capsule is that often the products must be contracted out to a limited number of firms having the necessary filling equipment and expertise. And the second disadvantage is that the migration of the drug into the shell must be considered in the packaging of topical products in soft gelatin tube-like capsules, as it could affect the drug concentration in the ointment applied. Apart from this, certain other disadvantages are also there, which includes that moisture sensitive drugs may not be stable when you are encapsulating them in the form of soft gelatin capsules, because the soft gelatin capsules, they have high water content, that is nearly 20 to 30% weight by weight. So, as well as the manufacturing process of this soft gelatin capsules is tedious and it is difficult to optimize, and there is more intimate contact between the shell and its liquids content, which increases the possibility of drug interactions. So, as you can see here, these are the different parts of a capsule. So, the main primary parts of a capsule are nothing but your body as well as a cap. Now, let us see or discuss about gelatin. So, as the capsules are made up of a material that is called as gelatin. So, where is this gelatin obtained from? So, basically gelatin is a heterogeneous product. It is derived by irreversible hydrolytic extraction of treated animal collagen, and as such it never occurs naturally. Its physical and chemical properties are mainly functions of the parent collagen, method of extraction, pH value, thermal degradation and electrolyte content. Common sources from where we can get this collagen are from animal bones, hide portions as well as the frozen pork skin. Bone and skin gelatin are readily available in commercial quantities in most areas of the world. So again, when it comes to gelatin, there are two different types of gelatin. One is type A gelatin and the other one is your type B gelatin. So type A gelatin is basically derived from an acid treated precursor and it exits an isoelectric point in the region of 9 pH 9. So what do you mean by isoelectric point? So isoelectric point is nothing but it is the point at which the molecules are going to have your neutral. That is they are not going to have any charge or a neutral charge. So the acid process takes about 7 to 10 days and is mainly for porcine skin as they require less pre-treatment when compared to your bones. Now the second type of gelatin is your type B gelatin. So this type B gelatin can be obtained from alkali treated precursor and it has an isoelectric point in the region of pH 4.7. So the basic process takes about 10 times as long and is mainly obtained from the bovine bones. So type A mostly is obtained from the pig, what we can say, and whereas type B gelatin is obtained from the bovine bones, that is nothing but the cattle. So what is the basic properties which are suitable for the manufacturing of capsules when it comes to gelatin? So whatever the gelatin we are choosing in the preparation of the capsules, it should be non-toxic and it should be readily soluble in biological fluids at body temperature and it should have a good film forming material, okay, producing strong flexible film, as well as the gelatin solution of high concentration 40% weight by volume which are mobile at 50 degrees centigrade can be taken when it comes to the manufacturing of the capsules, and the gelatin films should be homogeneous in structures which gives them the strength. Some of the essential properties you need to consider when it comes to selecting the gelatin is the bloom strength and viscosity. So the properties of gelatin that are most important to the capsule manufacturers are the bloom strength and the viscosity. So what is a bloom strength? So bloom strength is nothing but it is gelatin is a measure, bloom strength or gelatin strength is the bloom or gel strength of gelatin is a measure of the cohesive strength of the cross-linking that occurs between gelatin molecules and is proportional to the molecular weight of the gelatin. Bloom strength, it is determined by measuring the weight in grams which is required to a plastic plunger that is 0.5 inches in diameter, 4 mm into a 6 2/3% gelatin gel that has been held at 10 degrees centigrade for 17 hours. The higher the bloom strength of the gelatin used, the more physically stable is the capsule shell. So the cost of the gelatin is now directly proportional to the bloom or the gel strength, and it is very important when it comes to the cost of soft gelatin capsules. So the gelatin that is used in the hard capsule manufacture is of higher bloom strength, that is 200 to 250 grams. But the soft gelatin capsules, for that the bloom strength should be 150 grams because a more rigid film is required for the manufacturing process. So what should be the viscosity of the gelatin that you are selecting when it comes to the preparation of the capsules? So the viscosity of the gelatin can be in the range of 25 to 45 millipoise, but the individual manufacturer generally sets a narrow range. So now let us discuss the size of the capsules. So the hard gelatin capsules, they are available in different sizes, although the capsules changes the dimension to some extent because of environmental conditions like your temperature as well as your relative humidity. For human use, empty gelatin capsules are manufactured in 8 sizes starting from 000, that is the largest, and the smallest capsule is available with the size 5. So the largest size normally is acceptable to the patient is number 0, and size 00 hard gelatin capsules, they have an elongated body. For example, like they are available like 0E and 00E also are available that provide greater fill capacity without an increase in the respective diameter. 3 large sizes are available when it comes to the veterinary, that is capsule size numbers 10, 11 and 12, and they are having different 3 capacities respectively. So the standard shape of capsule is the traditional symmetrical cylindrical shape. The capsule shell should be stored under controlled conditions of temperature and humidity, and the normal moisture content of the shell is 12 to 15%, and these shells are maintained during storage in the original container. Exposure to extremely high or low humidity conditions for extended periods after the containers are opened causes the capsules to either gain or lose moisture. If the temperature or the moisture level at high moisture levels, the capsules are going to absorb the moisture and they even soften and become tacky. And if the moisture level is low, they become brittle and they also suffer dimensional changes. The shell manufacturers give a guidance of the approximate quantities of selected drugs that can be contained in different sizes. The capsule change dimensions to some extent because of different environmental conditions, like I have mentioned before, that is either due to temperature or relative humidity. So as you can see, these are some of the standard capsule volumes as per the sizes. So you can see the different sizes here, that is 000, 000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see the volume that can be filled in each size of the capsule, or in case of the powder, the standard quantity of powder that you can fill as per the density is also given. Now coming to the soft gelatin capsules, these soft gelatin capsules, they are available in variety of shapes. The common shapes are spherical, oblong or elliptical. Size wise, the range is bigger and the capsules of capacities ranging from 0.1 ml to 30 ml are used. In soft gelatin capsules, 1 cc is equivalent to 16.23 minims. Number represents the nominal capacity in minims. So as you can see here, these are the different sizes and shapes of soft gelatin capsules. They are available in the shape of oblong, round, oval and even in the form of tubes. Now let us discuss a very important aspect, that is nothing but the gelatin, how this gelatin is produced. So how is the composition and how is this gelatin can be manufactured? So this gelatin is the most important constituent of all the dipping solution, but other components may also be present. So how is this gelatin extracted? So this gelatin can be prepared either from the dry bone or from the calf skin or from the pork skin. So initially you can see that the dry bone, it is for 10 to 15 days, it is treated with 5% hydrochloric acid. Then you are going to treat it with lime 10% for nearly 4 to 8 weeks. Then they are going to remove the lime, that is lime removal, and then you are going to adjust the pH in case if you are taking a dry bone. In case if you want to obtain or extract the gelatin from a calf skin, you need to wash the skin of the calf and then it has to be treated with lime 10% for 6 to 12 weeks. Then you are going to again wash it for nearly 10 to 30 hours. In case if you are taking a pork skin, you need to wash it, again treat it with 1 to 5% of hydrochloric acid for nearly 10 to 30 hours. Then you have to remove the acid, that is acid removal is done. Then hot water extraction, then you are going to filter it, vacuum concentrate, cool to solidify, then you are going to air dry and finally you are going to mill to the size. So these are the steps that are involved when it comes to the production of your gelatin. So blends of bone and pork skin gelatin of relatively high gel strength are normally used for hard capsule production, and in case if you are using a bone gelatin, it produces a dough or you can say tough firm film, but it tends to be hazy and brittle. In case if you are using a gelatin that is prepared from a pork, it is having a property of plasticity and clarity to the bend, and thereby it reduces the haze or cloudiness in the capsules. So the green fresh bones are being used commercially as a source of type B gelatin. Next, apart from this, when it comes to the preparation of your capsules, along with the gelatin, some other excipients and ingredients are also added. So apart from gelatin, the second ingredient that we are going to add is the coloring agents, or we can commonly call it as colorants. So what is the purpose of colorants? So colorants are nothing but they play a very important role in identifying the product, but also play a role in improving patient compliance. So the color of a drug product is selected in consideration of the disease state for which it is intended. So the 4 colors which are significantly associated with certain treatment are, for example, white is used for analgesia, lavender if hallucinogenic effects, orange or yellow color is used for stimulants and antidepressant. So the colorants that can be used to color medicines are governed by the legislation which varies from country to country, despite the fact it is based on the toxicological testing. Okay, as you know this, the colorants that we are going to add in the preparation of the capsules again can be categorized into 2 different types. One can be your water soluble dyes and the second one is your insoluble pigments. So to make a range of colors, dyes and pigments are mixed together as solutions or suspensions, and the dyes which are used are mostly synthetic in origin and can be subdivided into again 2 different categories like azo dyes or as non-azo dyes. So most dyes currently used are the non-azo class, and the 3 most widely used are erythrocin, indigo carmine as well as quinoline yellow. So these are the most of the commonly used coloring agents. And apart from this, the pigments that we are using are iron oxides, black, red, yellow and as well as titanium dioxide, which is white in color and it is used to make the capsule look opaque. Apart from coloring agents, we also add preservatives. So parabens are often selected. They were formerly added to the hard capsules as in-process aid in order to prevent the microbiological contamination during manufacture. Apart from this, water is also used. So hot demineralized water is used in the preparation of the dipping solution, and initially 30 to 40% weight by weight solution of gelatin is prepared in large stainless steel tanks. Apart from this, vacuum should also be applied to assist in removing of entrapped air from this viscous preparation, and portions of the stock solutions are removed and they are mixed with any other ingredients as per the requirement to prepare the dipping solution. The viscosity of the solution is critical to the control of thickness of the capsule walls. Now let us discuss the hard gelatin shell manufacturing. Till now we have seen how to extract the gelatin. Now we will discuss how is this gelatin manufactured. Okay, so this hard gelatin capsule is manufactured with the help of an automatic machine when it comes to capsule production, and there are certain steps that has to be followed in the manufacturing of your hard gelatin shell. So the first one is the dipping. So the first step is called as the dipping step. So in this dipping, pairs of stainless steel pins are dipped into the dipping solution to simultaneously form the caps and bodies. So like I mentioned that the capsule is made up of caps as well as bodies. So these pins are lubricated with the mold release agent, and these pins are kept at a temperature of about 22 degrees centigrade, and the dipping solution is maintained at a temperature of 50 degrees centigrade in a heated jacketed dipping pan. So the length of time to cast the film is about 12 seconds, with larger capsules requiring longer dipping times. The second step that is involved is spinning or rotation. After dipping, the pins are withdrawn from the dipping solution and they are elevated and rotated 2.5 times until they are facing upwards. This rotation helps to distribute the gelatin over the pins uniformly to avoid formation of a bead at the capsule end. After rotation, they are given a blast of cool air to set the film. And the third step that is involved is drying. So the racks of gelatin coated pins then pass into a series of 4 drying ovens, and drying is mainly done for removal of the water. Okay, so drying also must not be too rapid, as it may also cause hardening or sometimes it may become brittle also. So if you are over drying it, it must be avoided, as this may cause the films to split on the pins due to shrinkage or make them brittle. In case if you are under drying, then this will leave the films too pliable or sticky for subsequent operations. Next step that is involved is stripping. So stripping is done with the help of bronze jaws. So these are softer than the stainless strip, and they are going to strip the cap and the body portions of the capsules from the pins. Next step is trimming. So this stripped cap and body portions are delivered to collets in which they are firmly held. As the collets rotate, knives are brought against the shell to trim them to the required length. And the last stage, that is nothing but the joining. So the cap and the body portions are aligned concentrically in channels and the two portions are slowly pushed together. So this entire cycle nearly takes 45 minutes, about 2/3 of which is required for the drying only. And the thickness of the capsule wall is controlled by the viscosity of the gelatin solution and the speed and time of dipping. The in-process control include your periodic monitoring and adjustment when required of your film thickness, cut lengths of both cap and body, color and moisture content. The moisture content of the capsules as they are ejected from the machine will be in the range of 15 to 18% weight by weight. Additional adjustment of the moisture content towards the final desired specification will occur during the sorting step. During sorting, the capsule passing on a lighted moving conveyor are examined visually by the inspectors, and any defect is found in the capsules, they can be manually removed. So these are the various steps that are involved when it comes to the manufacturing of hard gelatin capsules. You can see it, first is your dipping, then spinning, then it is drying, then you are going to strip it with the help of a bronze jaw, then they are cutting it into two body as well as cap, then again they are joined and they are finally collected. So these are the different steps that are involved when it comes to the manufacturing of your hard gelatin capsules. Now let us discuss about the shell composition of soft gelatin capsules. So the basic component of soft gelatin capsule is also a gelatin. However, in soft gelatin capsules, the shell has to be plasticized by adding some other ingredients like your glycerin, sorbitol or propylene glycol. So the most commonly the gelatin is alkali or base process type B gelatin, and is normally it is going to constitute 40% of the weight molten gel mass. And type A acid is processed gelatin. It can also be used when it comes to the preparation of your soft gelatin capsules. So let us discuss the other components which are essential for soft gelatin capsules. So the other components includes your dyes, opacifiers, preservatives as well as flavoring agents. So the ratio of dry plasticizers to dry gelatin, it determines the hardness of the shell, and what should be the range for that? It can be in the range of 0.3 to 1 for a very hard shell and 1 to 1.8 for a very soft gel. Up to 5% sugar may be included to give a chewable quality to the shell. The basic gelatin formulation form which the plasticized forms are cast, usually it consists of 1 part gelatin, 1 part water and 0.4 to 0.6 part plasticizer. The residual shell moisture content of the finished capsule will be in the range of 6 to 10%. So what is the use of plasticizers in the soft gelatin capsules? So these plasticizers are used to make the soft gelatin capsule elastic as well as pliable. Plasticizers are selected on the basis of their compatibility with the fill formulation, ease of processing and desired properties of the final soft gels, including your hardness, appearance, handling characteristics and physical stability. So what kind of coloring agents can be added to this? So soluble dyes or insoluble pigments or lakes can be used. Opacifiers are typically used at low concentrations in the wet gel formulation, and an example of this opacifying agent is your titanium dioxide. So a very good example of opacifying agent is titanium dioxide, which can be used alone or it can be used in a combination to produce a white opaque shell or in a combination with other pigments to produce a colored opaque shell. So along with that, water is an essential component of the soft gelatin capsule, and the water usually accounts for nearly 30 to 40% of the wet gel formulation, and its presence is important to ensure proper processing during gel preparation and soft gel encapsulation. Following encapsulation, excess water can be removed from the soft gels through controlled drying. In dry soft gels, the equilibrium water content is typically in the range of 5 to 8% weight by weight, which represents the proportion of water that is bound to the gelatin in the soft gel shell. This level of water is important for good physical stability of soft gels because in high storage conditions, soft gels will become either too soft and they fuse together or too hard and they get brittle. Now let us discuss the manufacturing of soft gelatin shell. So this soft gelatin shell can be manufactured by different methods, and the first foremost method which was previously used is a plate process. So basically it is an oldest commercial process, and it was done with the help of a semi-automatic machine or a process, and this equipment is no longer available for plate process. So what are the steps that were involved when it comes to the plate process? So in this, the first step, or you can say the first stage, was placing the upper half of a plasticide gelatin sheet over a die plate containing numerous die pockets. And the second step was application of vacuum to draw the sheet into the die pockets. Third step, filling the pockets with a liquid or a paste that you want to fill. And the fourth was folding the lower half of the gelatin sheet back over the filled pockets. And the last stage, including that, inserting the sandwich under a dry press where the capsules are formed and cut out. So that was the first process, I mean the oldest commercial process, but as of now this process is not used when it comes to the manufacturing of your soft gelatin capsules. The most important which is used is your rotary die process. So basically it is a continuous process, and this is done with the help of a rotary die machine or an equipment which was invented in the year 1933 by R.P. Schrader. Except for the gelatin preparation department, the manufacturing areas of this plant should be air conditioned so that to ensure proper conditioning of the gelatin films, the proper drying of the capsules, and the consistent low moisture content of raw materials and mixtures. So what should be the temperature that has to be maintained when it comes to rotary die process? So the temperature is in the range of 20 to 22 degrees centigrade, and the humidity is controlled to a maximum of 40% in the operating areas and a range of 20 to 30% when it comes to your drying areas. So as you can see, this is the mechanism of rotary dry process. You can see the fill material wedges, they are passing, the gelatin ribbon is passed through the die walls, okay, and then finally you are going to get the soft gelatin capsule. So this is the mechanism of a rotary dry process. So when you are using this rotary dry process, how you are going to prepare the gelatin? So in the gelatin preparation department, the gelatin is weighed on the printomatic scales and it is mixed accurately, and it is chilled at 7 degrees centigrade with the liquid constituents in the suitable equipments like your pony mixture, and the mass is then transferred to the melting tanks and they are melted under the vacuum. And the mixing process requires nearly 25 minutes for 270 kgs of mass. So in case if you are having 270 kgs of material, then you need to mix it for nearly 25 minutes, and the melting procedure will require nearly about 3 hours of time. The mass is again then maintained at a temperature of 57 to 60 degrees before and during the capsulation process. The materials preparation department will have to weigh off and mixing area containing the necessary equipment and facilities for the preparation of variety of mixtures that may be capsulated. After initial blending is completed, the mixture is put through a milling or homogenizing process using equipments. Following the milling operation, all mixtures are subjected to deaeration and it is necessary to achieve uniform capsule fill weights. So the gelatin mass is then fed by the gravity to the metering device, that is nothing but the spreader box, which controls the flow of mass onto the air-cooled rotating drums, and the temperature of the air is maintained at 13 to 14 degrees centigrade, and gelatin ribbons of controlled plus or minus 10% thickness are going to form, and this wet shell thickness may vary from 0.022 to 0.045 inch, but for most capsules it is in between 0.025 and 0.032 inch. Product cost is directly proportional to the shell thickness. The ribbons are fed through a mineral oil lubricating bath over guide rolls and then down between the wedges and the die rolls. The material to be capsulated, it flows by gravity into a positive displacement pump. The pump accurately meters the material through the leads and wedge and into the gelatin ribbons through the die rolls. The bottom of the wedge contains small orifices lined up with the die pockets of the die rolls. And the capsule is half sealed when the pressure of the pumped material forces the gelatin into the die pockets, where the capsules are simultaneously filled, shaped, hermetically sealed and cut from the gelatin ribbon. So the sealing of this capsule is achieved by mechanical pressure on the die rolls and heating at the temperature of 37 to 40 degrees centigrade of the ribbons by the wedge. And these seals are measured under microscope, and in the changes in the ribbon thickness, heat or die pressure are made if necessary. An acceptable seal thickness is 1/2 to 2/3 of the ribbon thickness. Immediately after manufacture, the capsules are automatically conveyed through a naphtha wash unit to remove the mineral oil lubricant. The washed capsules are again subjected to preliminary infrared drying step, which removes nearly 60 to 70% of the water. So now the capsules are being maintained at an equilibrium with 20 to 30% relative humidity at 21 to 24 degrees centigrade. They are considered as dry, and the shell of such a capsule contains 6 to 10% water depending on the gelatin formula used. After drying, the capsules are transferred to the inspection department and held until released by the quality control department. Control test, specifically it is applicable to the quality of the soft gelatin capsule, which involves you need to check with the seal thickness of the soft gelatin capsules, shell moisture test, capsule fragility, and freezing and high temperature effects. So as you can see, this is the rotary dry equipment. You can see a gelatin tank followed by a spreader box, cooling drums, and gelatin ribbon is going to be passed between the two die rollers, and finally it is going to be sealed, and finally you are going to collect it on the conveyor belt. So this is a rotary dry process which is very useful, or most of the soft gelatin capsules are manufactured by this rotary dry process. Apart from that, apart from plate and rotary dry process, one more other process which can be used, the third one is your aquagel process. So this is also a continuous process for the manufacturing of soft gelatin capsules filled with powders or granules, and it is developed by Lederle Laboratories in the year 1949. This is another rotary process, and this involves three different steps. One is your measuring rolls, or it consists, this aquagel process consists of a measuring roll, a die roll, as well as a sealing roll. So the measuring roll rotates directly over the die roll, and the pockets in the two rolls are aligned with each other. The powder or the granule fill materials is held in the pockets of the measuring roll under the vacuum. So you can see this is the aquagel process, and this is the equipment or the principle that is followed when it comes to your manufacturing of soft gelatin capsules through aquagel process. So a plasticide sheet is drawn into the die pockets of the die roll under vacuum, and as the measuring roll and the die rolls rotate, the measured doses are transferred to the gelatin lined pockets of the die roll, and the continued rotation of the filled die converges with the rotating sealing roll, where a second gelatin sheet is applied to form the other half of the capsule. Pressure developed between the die roll and sealing roll seals and cuts out the capsules. So, and the fourth method by which you can prepare the soft gelatin capsules is a bubble method. So, till now we have discussed three different methods, and the fourth method is your bubble method. So, this is a seamless one-piece soft gelatin capsules can be prepared with the help of this bubble method. So, how the soft gelatin capsules are prepared by this method? So, in this, a concentrated tube dispenser simultaneously it is going to discharge the molten gelatin from the outer annulus and the liquid content from the inner tube, and the liquids are discharged into the chilled oil as droplets, which consist of a liquid medicament core within a molten gelatin envelope. The droplets assume a spherical shape under surface tension forces, and the gelatin congeals on cooling. The finished capsules then must be degreased and dried. Apart from that, now let us discuss the filling, finishing and special techniques of formulation of hard gelatin capsules. As you can see here, these are the different manufacturers who are involved with the capsule preparation of capsule filling equipments. So, the manufacturers are, or you can say these are the industries which are manufacturing the instruments when it comes to your capsule filling. So, what are the manufacturers? Eli Lilly and Company, Pharmatic, Hofliger and Karg, Macofer, MG2, Osaka, Park Davis and Company, Perry Industries and Zenasi Nigris. So, these are the manufacturers of capsule filling equipments. Now, let us discuss what are the principles that are employed when it comes to this filling machines. How these filling machines are working, what is the principle behind that? So the first one is your rectification. So the empty capsules are oriented so that all point the same direction, that is body end, that is the capsule body is directed downwards. So the capsule pass one at a time through a channel just wide enough to provide a frictional grip at the cap end. A specially designed blade is going to push against the capsule and cause it to rotate about its cap end as a fulcrum. After two pushes, one horizontal and one vertical, the capsules will always be aligned body end downwards regardless of which end entered the channel first. The second principle or second stage when it comes to this filling equipments is separation of caps from the bodies. So the separation of caps from the bodies is based upon the difference in the diameter between the cap and the body portion, and the rectified capsules, they are delivered body end first into the upper portion of the split bushings or split fitting rings. Next, a vacuum is applied from below, pulls the body down into the lower portion of the split bushing. Then the diameter of the caps is too large to allow them to follow the bodies into the lower bushing portion. The split bushings are then separated to expose the bodies for filling of the material. Next is dosing of fill materials. So various methods are employed. So four main dosing methods are identified when it comes to powder filling. So for powder filling, so the first principle that is involved is your auger fill principle. So in semi-automatic equipment, the powder is driven into the capsule bodies by a rotating auger. The empty capsule bodies are held in filling ring which rotates on a turnable under the powder hopper. The fill of the capsules is primarily volumetric. Because the auger mounted in the hopper, it is going to fill at the constant rate, and the rate of delivery of the powder to the capsule can be kept constant. Okay, faster rate produces lighter fill weights because bodies have shorter dwell time under the hopper, and if the flow properties of the powder blend should be adequate to assure a uniform flow rate from the hopper. Weight variation was found to be a function because of machine speed, specific volume, flowability and the presence of glidant, but it is independent of the capsule size. The second principle that is involved is your vibratory fill principle. So the Osaka machine generally utilizes this principle of vibratory feed mechanism, and the Osaka filling machine, it is a high capacity continuous motion machine. The only model currently available is R180, which has a capacity to fill nearly 70,000 to 1,65,000 capsules per hour. And this unit handles either powder or granular materials, and this equipment it is totally enclosed with external access to the capsule and powder hoppers. The powder filling principle utilized here is unique in that the vibration is used to move the powder from the powder hopper to the powder shoes and from the powder shoes into the capsule bodies. The capsule bodies pass under the powder filling areas in two rows, and each row is fed by two vibratory units. The vibrators are externally controlled so that the fill weight adjustment can be made during machine operation, and the Osaka equipment can be supplemented with several pieces of auxiliary equipment like your cleaner and polisher unit, which has a capacity up to 4 lakhs capsules per hour. Next is your piston tamp principle. So most capsules can also be filled with the help of this piston tamp machines. These are fully automatic fillers in which pistons or tamping pins, they are going to compress the individual doses of the powders into the plugs or slugs, and they eject the plugs into the empty capsule bodies. So what is the compression force that is employed here? So the force by which it is going to utilize in this piston tamp is 50 to 200 Newton or 50 to 100 fold less than the tablet compression forces. So these plugs are soft compacts. Again, this piston tamp principle or fillers are of two different machines. They are utilized in two different types of piston tamp fillers. One is your dosator machines and the other one is your dosing disc machines. So dosator machine, so Pharmaceutics company is manufacturing these dosator machines, and they have 3 different models for filling equipments, that is 2015, 2013, 2060, which has the output of filling nearly 40,000, 80,000 to 1,60,000 capsules per hour respectively. And these machines, they have a feature of continuous motion with dosator with a type powder feeding units, and it is totally enclosed for dust and noise control with adjustable vacuum for separating the capsules after rectification, and any defective or unopened capsules are automatically rejected with the help of this dosator machines. The powder is moved from the product hopper by a screw conveyor to the operating tower where its level is monitored. Dosators measure and deliver the product or the powder as a slug to the capsules, and the powder slug is ejected into the capsule body, after which the capsule is closed. Following ejection, all bushings are cleaned by a combination of vacuum as well as air. So you can see this is the dosator filling principle. You can see initially the piston is here, then when you are placing the powders or the granules in the pre-compression state, and after that when you are applying the pressure, it is going to get compressed out, and the powder is going to be compressed as a slug, and that slug is finally ejected out. So this is the dosator filling principle. Next, coming to the second type, it is the dosing disc machine. So these type of machines are manufactured by a company named Hofliger and Karg. So the dosing disc forms the base of the dosing or filling chamber. It has number of holes bored through it. A solid brass top plate slides along the bottom of the dosing disc to close off the holes, similar to the die cavities of a tablet press. And this dosing disc machine, they have 5 set of pistons. They are going to compress the powder into the cavities to form the plugs. After 5 times, any excess powder is going to be scraped off. The flow of the powder from the hopper to the disc is auger assisted. All Hofliger Karg machines are completely automatic, and they require only compressed air and power for operation. So the line consists of 4 machine models, that is GKF 303, 602, 1500, 2500. So the numbers represent the output of filled capsules per minute. So as you can see here, this is the dosing disc filling principle. So you can see the tamps are adjusted. Those are nothing but the tamping pins. The powder is placed, then finally dosing disc is there. So it is going to compress the powder, and finally the powder is compressed and it is ejected as a powder plug. And the same powder plug can be introduced into the capsule bodies. Next is replacement of caps and ejection of filled capsules. So the cap and the body bushings portions are rejoined. Pins are used to push the filled bodies up into the caps for closure and to push the closed capsules out of the bushings. Compressed air also may be used to eject the capsules. Next is when it comes to non-powder filling. So in addition to the powder dosing, filling devices are also available that can feed like beads, pellets, micro tablets, and liquids into the capsules can also be filled. So beads, pellets may be poured directly into the capsule body through the gravity feeding devices, and typically tablets are fed to the bodies through tubes and are simply released in the required number as the body passes beneath. Pumpable liquids can also be introduced into the capsules with the help of liquid dispensing devices. Next, coming to the capsule shell filling, hard capsules can be filled with a variety of materials of different physiochemical properties. The materials to be filled in the hard gelatin capsules can be dry solids, which includes your powders, pellets, granules and tablets. All of these can be filled inside in hard gelatin capsules. When it comes to semi-solids, includes your thermosoftening mixture, thixotrophic mixtures and paste. Liquids which are non-aqueous in nature can also be introduced in the capsules. Now, what are the different methods of capsule filling? So, first one is your manual filling method. So, in this method, less number of capsules can be filled. So what we are doing in this is the ingredients are triturated and uniformly mixed and placed on a clean paper. After that, the required number of empty capsules are taken and caps are separated from the body, and individually the powders are filled with the spatula into the body of the capsule, and the cap is fitted over by applying little pressure. So as you can see here, the powder is taken, it is triturated, you are separating the body as well as the cap, and individually you are going to fill the powder material inside the body of a capsule and then closing it with a cap. So this is the manual method of filling the capsules. Second method is your hand filling method. So hand filling method, basically it is done with the help of using this hand filling capsule machine. So let us discuss how we are going to fill the capsules with the help of this. So it consists of nearly 200 to 300 holes, a loading tray which is having 200 to 300 holes, a powder tray is available, this equipment has a powder tray, a pin plate having 200 to 300 pins, a sealing plate having a rubber top, a lever and a cam handle. So the first step that is involved is the empty capsules are filled in the loading tray and it is placed over the bed, and the cam handle is operated to separate the capsule caps from their bodies. The powder tray is placed in a proper position and filled with an accurate quantity of powder with scraper, and the excess of the powder can be collected on the platform of the powder tray. Next is the pin plate is lowered and the filled powder is pressed by moving the pin downwards. After pressing, the pin plate is raised and the remaining powder is filled into the bodies of the capsules. The powder tray is removed after its complete filling. The cap holding tray is again placed in position. The plate with the rubber top is lowered and the lever is operated to lock the caps in the bodies. The loading train is then removed and filled capsules are collected. So you can see this is how we are going to fill the capsules with the help of this equipment. So as you can see, there is a pin plate with 200 to 300 holes. Bed also comprises of 200-300 holes. There is a cam handle, powder tray, a lever, scraper, loading tray with 200 to 300 holes, as well as sealing plate with the rubber top. So apart from these two methods, one more method by which you can fill the capsules on a larger scale is your industrial scale filling or large scale filling method. So in the industry, either you can use a semi-automatic or a fully automatic machine when it comes to filling the capsules. And semi-automatic and fully automatic machines are available in varying shapes and sizes, and the major difference between the many methods available is the way in which the dose of the material is measured into the capsule body. Again, this can be of two different categories, or you can say it is categorized into two types, that is, one is bench scale filling, the other one is your industrial scale filling. So bench scale filling is used for filling small quantities of capsules, nearly 50 to 10,000 in hospital pharmacies or in small scale industry. When it comes to industrial scale filling of hard gelatin capsules, variety of shapes and sizes varying from semi-automatic to automatic, and nearly 5,000 to 1,50,000 per hour capsules can be filled with the help of this semi-automatic as well as automatic machines. Now when it comes to the semi-automatic machines, they again function in three different steps. One is the orientation of the capsule, second is your powder filling, and the third is your capsule closing. So the function of the first station includes your capsule feeding, aligning, insertion into the bores of the holding rings, vacuum used for separating the cap and body. After orientation of the capsule, cap can stay in upper holding ring and body can stay in lower holding ring. And the next stage involves your filling, powder filling, and finally capsule filling. So you can say this is one of the image of semi-automatic machines which can be used in the industries. There are many different variants, but this is one of the semi-automatic machines which can be used for capsule fillings in an industry. So when it comes to automatic capsule filling machine, it is designed to fill the hard gelatin capsules with powders and pellets. It is durable as well as reliable, which is going to fill the hard gelatin capsules with good precision and accuracy. And most automatic filling machines, they employ a piston or tamping pins that can lightly compress the powders into plugs and finally eject the plugs into the empty capsule body. So you can see this is an image of an automatic capsule filling machine. Like I said, there are many different variations and variants in semi-automatic and automatic. So this is one of the automatic capsule filling machine which can be used to fill the hard gelatin capsules. Next, coming to the next aspect of hard gelatin capsules is finishing. So, how do you finish once the capsule is filled with the materials? So, the finished capsules from all filling equipments, they require dusting as well as polishing operation before the remaining operations of inspection, bottling and labeling are completed. So, what are the different methods that can be used? One is your pan polishing. So, the hard gelatin capsules can be pan polished with the help of a Acela Cota tablet coating pan. It is used to dust and polish the capsules. A polyurethane or cheesecloth liner is placed in the pan and the liner is used to trap or remove the dust particles, and it is also going to impart the gloss to the capsules. Apart from this, you can also do the cloth dusting. So, the bulk filled capsules are rubbed with a cloth or impregnated with an inert oil, and it can be done through your hand manually also, which imparts gloss to the capsules. Apart from that, you can even brush the capsules, that is brushing. So, the capsules are fed under the rotating soft brushes to remove any dust from the capsule shell, and this operation is accompanied by vacuuming for dust removal, and few of these machines, capsule sorting machines are also be manufactured by some of the companies, and one among them is your Eli Lilly. So, this Rotosort is a new filled capsule sorting machine which is manufactured by Eli Lilly, and it is a mechanical sorting device that removes loose powder, unfilled joint capsules, and it is going to separate or it is going to remove some loosed caps or bodies also, and it can handle up to, I can't see. Okay, else. How much is that? 1 lakh? Okay. It can also handle up to 1,50,000 capsules per hour. So, with the help of this Rotosort equipment, you can even sort the capsules of nearly 1,50,000 per hour also. Apart from Rotosort, some other machines that can be used is the Erwica Kia de-dusting and polishing machine, and it is used for hard gelatin capsules, and it is used to remove any residual powder, and this works on the principle by vacuum. Apart from this, one more can also be used, that is PM60 cleaning and polishing machine. It is used to polish the finished capsules, and it consists of two lamb's wool bells which moves in opposite direction, and it helps in polishing the capsules. Apart from this, some special techniques are also employed when it comes to the formulation of hard gelatin capsules. So, first one is your imprinting. So, what is the purpose of imprinting on the capsules? So, basically it is for the product identification. So, it is a convenient method by which a company or product identification information can be placed on each capsule, and this imprinting can be done when the capsules are empty, that is before you fill any material inside the capsules, you can go with this imprinting. Apart from this, when filled capsules are imprinted, for example, if the capsules are filled and then if you are going with the imprinting, certain disadvantages are there, like it may cause the contamination or the quality of the print will not be of good quality. So, these can be avoided by if you are going with the imprinting on the empty capsules. So, what are the three major suppliers who provide with this imprinting? One is your Acclamation Corporation, Hartnett Company, as well as your Markham Company. Next is Hartnett offers a variety of machine which has an output of nearly 5 lakhs capsule per hours. Also available is a unit that prints around the circumference of the capsule but at slower rate. A lower capacity unit of 2,50,000 capsule per hour allows printing on both sides of the capsules in different colors of your desired choice. And this Markham, it offers 3 models in the range of 60,000, 2,50,000 capsules per hour, and all 3 models allow for two-sided printing but not circumferential. So, depending upon the different types of company, they offer different types of area where you can go with the printing. Like Hartnett, it is going to print only around the circumference, whereas Markham company, it is going to print on both the side but it is avoiding the circumferential printing. Next, coming to Acklay, it offers a straight line imprinter with an output rate of about nearly 5 lakhs capsule per hour, and all imprinting machines operate on a rotograver process, and wide variety of colors of edible inks, both water and solvent based, are commercially available. And any other special treatment that has to be done for the capsules. So special treatment is given in an attempt in case if you want to retard the solubility of the capsule, or if you want to delay the absorption of the active ingredients, or if you want to provide or release the capsules in an enteric environment, that is to provide enteric effect. So what you need to do, the first one is either you have to treat the capsules with the formalin, that is called as the formalin treatment. It is employed to modify the solubility of the gelatin capsules. The second one is either you need to coat the capsules. So the various coatings are used to provide modified solubility characteristics. So some of the examples like the coating can be done with the help of your cellol, shellac, or your cellulose acetate phthalate, and resins can also be applied with the help of pan coating techniques and equipments. And apart from this, you can also separate the incompatible materials. So this technique is also used to, it is used in some of the commercial products, and it is used to carried out with the help of two-phase when it comes to filling the capsules. Now let us discuss the main aspect, that is nothing but the formulation. So all formulations for filling into the capsules have to meet the basic requirement. So the formulation that you are using, it must be capable of being filled uniformly to give a stable product. They must release their active ingredients in a form that is available for absorption. They must comply with the requirements of the pharmacopoeial and regulatory authorities. Now coming to the powder formulation, the majority of the products for filling into the capsules are formulated as powders. So the active ingredient together with a combination of different excipient mixtures are filled. So what are the important factors that you need to keep in mind? So the important factors that you need to consider are the properties of the API, that is active pharmaceutical ingredient, that is API dose, solubility, particle size and shape. The filling machine to be used and the size of the capsule to be used need to be also considered when it comes to the formulation. So what are the formulation filling properties? So the three main factors in powder formulation is they need to have good flow, they should have no addition, and they have to be having a cohesion property, that is good flow with the help of using free flowing diluent and a glidant. No addition can be prevented with the help of using a lubricant, and cohesion, that is a plug forming diluent, can be used. Next, the type of excipients used in the powder filled capsules are your diluents, lubricants, glidants, wetting agents, disintegrating agents, as well as your stabilizers. So diluents which gives plug forming properties can be used. Lubricants, they are used to reduce the powder to metal addition. Glidants, which improves the powder flow. Wetting agents, which improves the water penetration. Disintegrating agents can be used, which produce disruption of the powder mass. And stabilizers can be used, which are going to impart good stability to the capsules. Now let us discuss what are the materials to be filled. So the first one is the diluents. So the dose of a particular medicament may be enough to fill in a suitable size of the capsule, but in some cases diluents are added to make up the volume or to bring the desired bulk or to increase the weight of the capsule. So the example commonly used diluents which can be used are your lactose, mannitol, calcium phosphate, magnesium phosphate, calcium carbonate, sorbitol, starch, etc. So the quantities of diluents are related to the dose of the medicament and the capsule size, and the diluent used should be selected in relationship to the solubility of the active ingredient. Next is protective sorbents can also be used in the formulation. So the inclusion of the inert materials may be used to separate incompatible or eutectic substances. Some inert materials are used to prevent the absorption of moisture by hygroscopic substances, and materials like your oxides and carbonates of magnesium, calcium are suitable for this purpose. Apart from this, you are also adding glidants. So basically they are added, these are essential when the powders are filled with the help of automated machines requiring the regular flow into the capsule bodies. So what are the common examples of the glidants that you can use? So examples like your talcum, colloidal silica, cornstarch, stearates are used. Glidants enhance the fluidity of the formulation or bulk powder by any of these mechanisms. So these glidants work either by reducing the roughness by filling surface irregularities, or by reducing attractive forces by physically separating the bulk powder particles, or modifying electrostatic charges, or they are acting as moisture scavengers, or they are serving as ball bearing between the bulk powder particles. Next, apart from this, anti-dusting compounds can be used, that is, in large scale industries dust is a problem and material to be filled in the capsule should include anti-dusting components like inert edible oils. So, the choice of excipients that you are using when it comes to this capsules should be as per the current FDA, that is Food and Drug Administration regulations, as they apply to the investigational new drug and new drug applications. Apart from other ingredients what we have discussed, one more ingredient that we need to use in the formulation of your capsule is your super disintegrant or super disintegrating agents. So, in the recent times we are using the super disintegrating agents so that they swell many-fold on absorbing water, and they act as a wick attracting water into the plug. And what are the examples of the super disintegrating agents that are commonly used? The three most famous super disintegrating agents that we use is your sodium starch glycolate, cross caramelose and cross povidone. So, these super disintegrating agents, the actions is that they are sufficient to break up the capsule plug, and the choice of the super disintegrant is depending upon the solubility of the active ingredient that you are choosing as well as the diluent, which governs whether either by swelling or wicking is the main disruptive force required. So, this super disintegrating agents, they work on two principles. One is either by swelling or either by wicking. So, either of the mechanism, it is going to help in the disruption of the ingredients, and it is helping in the disintegrating of the capsule. Next, coming to this is the lubricant. So, capsule formulations also require lubricant just as the tablet formulations. So, the main purpose of this lubricant is it helps in easing the ejection of the plugs, reducing the filming on pistons and addition of powder to metal surfaces, and they reduce the friction between sliding surface in contact with water. The most effective lubricants are your hydrophobic stearate such as your magnesium stearate, calcium stearate and stearic acid. Apart from glidants, lubricants, super disintegrating agents, we also add surfactants. So, these are added in the capsule formulations either to increase the wetting property of the powder mass and enhance the drug dissolution, and some of the examples of the surfactants are N-lauryl sarcosinate, sodium stearoyl 2-lactylate, sodium stearate, poloxamer 188, cetylpyridinium chloride and sodium lauryl sulfate. So, these are the most commonly used surfactant when it comes to your dosage forms. So, in today's presentation, I have covered the topics like introduction of your hard gelatin capsules, soft gelatin capsules, the history of the capsules, advantages of both advantages and disadvantages of both hard and soft gelatin capsules, what are the different types of gelatin, that is type A and type B, along with the sizes of capsules, and again extraction of gelatin. We have seen the manufacturing steps also, filling of capsules, the principles employed by the various equipment developed by the industries. Then we have also discussed the formulation of the capsules.